Hi, everybody, coming to you from KGW Television, one of the conference rooms here from the Portland, Oregon area and up into Vancouver, Washington. It is Thursday morning, and this chance of rain that we've been talking about for the weekend, I would say is now in the likely category. So that's where I begin, and absolutely assume that your especially Saturday plans are going to be bouncing around the weather to some extent. So on the left, this is the European model, and you can see all of the outputs for rain. These are pretty hefty numbers for this time of the year, averaging about 3/10 of an inch of rain along the coast. And then what I want you to notice, I'll touch more on this in a moment. Portland 19/100ths, but Salem over an inch. Why would that be? All right, let's go to the right side. Because of this, see the light green shade, which includes the Willamette Valley, up I-5 into Seattle, over the Cascades, through the gorge to grandmother's house. Just kidding. This is the thunderstorm outlook convective area. So the fact that the weather modeling is saying Eugene 19/100ths, but Salem over an inch, that's the weather modeling that ran early this morning showing there is a thunderstorm potential that would produce some spotty heavy downpours. So that's the reason for the variance. Um, I don't think the thunderstorm activity is off the charts great, but it's certainly there. And what is great is the likelihood of fairly widespread manageable rainfall developing Saturday morning, continuing at times into the night and into Sunday morning. So this pretty good soaking potentially for August. Here's a closer look at what I was talking about. The fact that if there's a thunderstorm, if there's a spotty, heavy convective downpour, there seems to be enough moisture for there to be half-inch to even 1-inch rain totals. While on average, this puts out closer to about 2/10 of an inch of rain up and down I-5. Again, 3/10 of an inch over the coast. Manageable rainfall over the Cascades and out into the gorge, and some rain over in central Oregon as well. Today's date is the 15th of August. And if you look in a climate book, the bullseye of Portland's dry season, meaning the best chance to see no rain, is anywhere from about July 10th through right around August 12th. So we're now pulling out of that climate dry bullseye, which means we are typically seeing this time of the month into September an increasing chance to start getting back into some rain events. So we'll see what we end up with Saturday. It's likely we're going to have fairly widespread rain showers in the area. Quick word shout out to the Momentous Wealth podcast. And please, if you have any interest in investment or in increasing your knowledge in the market, if you're like me and you have 401k mutual funds sitting out there, take the time and support my sponsor. And through Apple Podcast or Spotify, you'll find the Momentous Wealth podcast, a whole library of different investment topics. It's sponsors that make my time worthwhile to do these YouTube videos. So please pay them your time. The Momentous Wealth podcast, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. I've listened to a few of them, and the ones I listened to were actually quite good and very educational. Okay, let's get you back to what's happening. So let's back it up to this afternoon. Early this morning, there were thunderstorms racing up south of Bend, and then a pretty good cluster that moved through eastern Oregon. Here's this afternoon at 5 p.m., and all of this is active rain showers with some thunderstorms embedded. The discussions from the Weather Service seem to still say that there's enough rain in these storms that the threat of fire starts from lightning seems to be somewhat minimal. And if that's the case, then the overwhelming part of the story would be good news with some wetting rains this afternoon in Eastern Oregon. All of this winds down as we go into this evening. And then here is tomorrow, as I animate this, through tomorrow afternoon, everybody's dry in our region. So again, thunderstorms this afternoon, Eastern Oregon, dry later tonight, and dry tomorrow. Okay. This is the American GFS model. Let's get back to the number one story, which is the Saturday rain. So this is Saturday morning at around 10, 11 o'clock in the morning. And what this animation does is it shows you accumulative rain amounts from this moment on this Thursday morning looking forward. So if you'll just let me take you through this, where you see the brighter green, this is measurable rainfall, 11/100ths of an inch up in Yamhill County, for example, that would develop Saturday morning. Over here is the big low that's driving this. So let me just play this into Saturday afternoon. And notice as we go through Saturday afternoon, the rain numbers multiply. So this is active rain Saturday and move to the north. This shows about 3/10 of an inch of rain on average up the Cascades. It shows rain Saturday afternoon moving all the way up to Seattle, where there could be roughly a quarter of an inch of rainfall. It shows 31/100ths in Portland, about 3/10 of an inch of rain down through Portland, Corvallis, and Eugene. This does not pick up, this particular model, that convective activity. That the rain amounts that showed an inch in Salem, that was the European model. So we'll see what happens here. Again, here's the upper level low sitting offshore, driving a south wind flow, which will aid in the instability. Remember, the longer that a weather system moves over land, it loses its stability influence from the Pacific Ocean and becomes increasingly convective in nature. And that leads to the chance of some downpours and maybe some thunder and lightning. Let's go ahead and play this into Sunday morning. Again, this is the European, this is the American GFS model. And this is through about noon on Sunday. Now it's showing as much as 4/10 of an inch in Portland, about the same up into Seattle, about the same at the coast, heavier rain amounts of a half of an inch in blue over parts of the Cascades. So at the very least, the models are saying widespread measurable rainfall to some extent, developing Saturday morning, becoming increasingly widespread and moving up through Washington Sunday afternoon. And then that chance of adding to rain totals pretty likely into Sunday morning. What this is going to show you, what this is going to show you is the European model. It's going to show you the low pressure center and the energy force, kind of what we call positive vorticity around this low. So this is Saturday morning at 5 a.m. Here's the low. It's a 576 low. The contours of equal pressure show you the south wind flow ahead of the low. And then watch this system kind of swing inland. This is getting into Saturday evening. And see the colors? This is the upper level disturbances or energy kind of pulsating ahead of the low, moving up the valley into the Cascades, moving up into Washington. So clearly this low has nudged inland. And clearly, with the moisture being in place, it would feed us measurable rainfall that could be fairly widespread Saturday afternoon, Saturday night, into early Sunday morning. Here's Sunday morning. Here's Sunday afternoon. Now, Sunday afternoon, the models tend to dry us out, but there's at least the chance of a shower threat continuing. But let me back this up for a second. See this? So right in here, here's the axis of the main low. This is Saturday overnight. Here's the axis of the main energy Sunday morning at 5 a.m., kind of swinging through our area. So and then here's the axis of energy Sunday about noon, swinging up through Seattle. So again, this shows a lessening chance of rain Sunday, but still there. So if you have plans Sunday afternoon, there's a better than 50-50 shot that you will be dry here in Oregon. And then notice back here, 597 upper level high. This is where the heat dome is, the center ridge of the hot weather that has shifted clearly east of the Rockies and shifted east of our area, allowing this cooler weather pattern to be with us day after day after day. And from that, I do want to jump to the wide look at the upper level flow pattern. Here's Thursday afternoon. Remember the thunderstorms this afternoon out in eastern Oregon? There's the little weak lower disturbance producing that. Back in here is what you're going to see develop as that low going into Saturday morning. And look at this thing. Here's Saturday. This is Friday afternoon. This is Saturday afternoon. The American GFS also showing a 567 upper level low. Pretty deep trough, sending moisture up into our area. It's a very well-defined system. So again, based on this, absolutely likely that rain becomes fairly widespread Saturday, and there's that chance of some heavier showers mixed in with thunder and lightning. This is Sunday afternoon. This is that same low weakening Monday. I mean, the rain chance is not zero going to Monday. There is a chance of a shower, but clearly you see the system is kind of weakened. And then as we go into Wednesday, the system actually pushes through. This is Tuesday afternoon. Watch it push inland into Wednesday afternoon. So absolutely from North Oregon up into Washington, there's a shower chance here reinventing itself Wednesday PM into Thursday morning. Here's the upper level high down here over Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado, Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas. Okay. So there's that low, maybe a shower chance lingers Thursday afternoon, and then that kind of washes out as we go into Friday. So here's Saturday of this upcoming weekend, August 24th. Here's the hot weather. New Mexico, Colorado, Utah, Arizona. We're still feeding off of a cooler Pacific maritime flow. with this upper level low still parked offshore, sending us a westerly Pacific flow that's keeping us continually in this cooler weather pattern all the way into Monday, the 27th. And there may be some more rain chances embedded in as we see these troughs kind of swing through. This is Monday, August 27th. Now, after that, here's a chance of maybe some warming the back few days of the month. This is Friday, August 29th. 585 contour height. That's certainly probably well up into the 80s again. But notice where the heat dome is. It's all the way over here in Oklahoma and Texas. So probably if we have a chance to hit 90 the last couple of days of the month, it would be just getting up into the 90s. And then look what happens. How far does this play? This plays into, this is now September 3rd. Here's hot weather to our west, but we're still mainly feeding off of this cool trough. And then this does get us into what could be a run of 90s. This is September 5th. This is September 6th. This is September 7th. I mean, if this is true, the upper level high shifts to Nevada, California, up into Oregon. We would maybe have some extreme heat well up into the 90s. Clearly, this is the first week of September. It's a long ways out. But just a reminder that we can have hot weather into September. So we'll see if that holds true. All right, that's the wrap on the forecast. This is Thursday morning now, coming up on 9 o'clock. Pretty much everybody has clouds. There's a thin spot in the cloud cover south of Salem, Willamette Valley Vineyards. But otherwise, we're cloudy out in the gorge, Central Oregon, downtown Portland. There are the thick clouds down at the end of Otter Crest in Lincoln County along the central beaches. And real quick, because I like to run you through just what some temperature forecasts are from the National Weather Service. So let's go to this this is my weather site, portlandweather.com. All this information you can get for yourself. Medford, 66 right now. Forecast moving forward, mainly in the 80s. There's a showers likely threat on Saturday, even down in Southern Oregon. How about that? Baker City, any hot weather? Getting back up into the 90s, maybe low 90s on Saturday, maybe Monday, but nothing extreme. Nothing extreme. Let's go to Bend, 57 degrees right now, 75 today, 80 tomorrow. Chance of showers Saturday, low 80s to start next week. It's really comfortable weather. Up in Seattle, what's going on? Decreasing clouds, some sun breaks today and tomorrow. Like showers developing Saturday, I think likely showers into Sunday. Temperatures in the 70s to the mid part of next week, and there's that next rain chance showing up Monday that we talked about. What about along the coast? Newport, mainly 60s. Rain likely Saturday. Sunday shower chance. Another shower on Wednesday. Okay. Let's bounce you to Portland's 7-day forecast, courtesy of Hazeldale Tire Pros. I'm going to go see them for some new tires on my Subaru for this upcoming rainy season developing. 76 today, 78 tomorrow. Both days a mix of clouds and some sunbreak activity. There's that showers and maybe some thunderstorms Saturday and especially Sunday morning that we broke down. Monday, the rain chance is not zero, but it favors dry weather. Same thing for Tuesday. Then a heightened chance of rain showers picking up Wednesday afternoon into Thursday. Notice every single day in the 70s. This has really turned out to be an impressive run of cooler weather. For now, I'm meteorologist Rod Hill. Thanks for subscribing. My weather site again is portlandweather.com. Don't forget about our sponsor, the Momentous Wealth Podcast, and I'll talk to you soon.